this so much. Oh my God, your outfit matches your eyes too.
Thank
wow,
you.
that's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank
you are breathtaking. Okay, well, congrats on the sequel. I loved the first one.
Thank you.
Were you excited to do the second?
You know what? I was so excited to get to do the second. You know, Family Plan 2 is obviously a family movie. It's an action adventure, which we love, and we make so few of them nowadays. I feel like it's a little bit of a lost genre.
Yeah.
And to be honest, you know, I've been doing this for a long time. I haven't really made many films that my kids can see. And so when I got the call to work with Mark Wahlberg and to kind of be a part of this awesome family comedy, I was so excited. And it was so well received kind of around the globe.
Oh,
and
we've seen it so many times, my family.
And they said, we're gonna make a second one. And I went, oh my gosh, I was so excited because we all get along so well. And this one is really special because it takes kind of the same family dynamics that we kind of love and that are so relatable that we saw in the first one, but we go international, and it's set in the backdrop of Paris and London.
Yeah. And job opportunities arise. Like the family dynamics are there as well that I think are really relatable.
Yes, that's exactly right. I mean, I think, you know, I'm a mom. I've got a 17-year-old daughter and a 12-year-old son.
You have a 17-year-old daughter. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Those genetics.
Thank you.
Well done, God.
Thank you so much. And I think that's why the role for me as a parent, and you know, the movie deals with milestones and things about, you know, giving your children kind of wings to fly, but also wanting to kind of maintain connection, and also, you know, as parents, redefining ourselves kind of middle age and things like that. And so when I read the script, I was like, oh, wow, I identify with this on so many levels, as did Mark. He's a father of 4. And, you know, it's a really nice, easy flow that we have together, and also with our children played by the wonderful Zoe Colletti and Dan Crosby. So
I know, it's a great cast.
It is a great cast.
Do you get to, whenever y'all are shooting, I know they're different movies, different things happen, but do you actually get to see the cities? You were in London, right?
Yes, I mean, that's the beautiful thing about the job that I have, right? Is that it takes us to places all around the world. And getting to go to these great places, I get to experience them with my children, and thank goodness how I was raised and the way that we did it, which was like camping. We had a Suburban. I had 2 older brothers.
Road trips.
We would do road trips.
Ticket.
That's right. So we would all pile into Suburban. We put a tent in the back, and I remember so fondly. And they really are like some of my very best memories. My mom would pack a bunch of like cold meat sandwiches. She'd have everything, like 2 coolers in the back. And we just did it. We loved it. And it was just, and I would just remember the music that we would listen to.
Who controlled the playlist?
Well, my dad controlled the playlist.
Okay.
There was
Is that a good thing or bad?
Well, no. It ended up being a good thing. We never argued with him. Let's put it away. He was he was in the driver's seat, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
And one year we were driving out west to Montana and Wyoming to go camping, and he had discovered Randy Travis's Forever and Ever Amen. Do you remember that? Of course you know that album.
For sure, yes.
And when I tell you, I'm not lying, he played that puppy back to front, like all the way there, all the way back, probably 14 hours. And now whenever that song, Forever and Ever Amen, comes on, we all just sing it. And in fact, the song was my dad and I danced to it on our wedding. That was our wedding song. Exactly.
No, that's really beautiful.
Yes.
That's special. That's a great album. He's got great taste. There we go. Okay. Guys, look at our new movie, The Family Plan 2. It's streaming on Apple TV. There's lots of action. You're a fan of action. You've been in a lot of action films.
I'm a huge fan of action.
Yeah.
I love action. I'm a bit of an adrenaline junkie.
Me, I love those movies. Those are my favorites. Yeah.
And for me, it's like anytime that I can tap into kind of some sort of athleticism or you know, any kind of stunt. I'm not really afraid of heights, and anytime that I can work with a great stunt woman and a coordinator to kind of do all those fight sequences, I jump at the chance.
Such a privilege to learn in that environment from the best at what they do.
Yeah, and it's and be safe about it. And sometimes like I'll actually even come home and I'll be like, hey, I have a 12-year-old son, as I mentioned, Tommy, and I'll be like, hey buddy, like let's just do like a fake fight scene, and I'll duck and weave, and you know. And
oh my God, my son would love that if I said that. I'm usually like, please stop. Like, he's wild. I'm like, your sister keeps getting hurt, and she's older than you. It's like, he's rough. But anyway, I heard this story that I think is super important because I didn't know about it, but you got cut from a movie, which actually ended up being, they gave that film to, is the reason why you're in, was it Mission Impossible?
Correct, absolutely.
Which is insane to me. Like, you were cut from this one movie, but they liked you so much, and then they showed, I think that nobody knows those stories. They always see the success, and they don't see the actual, like, devastation, because I'm sure when it was cut, you were like devastated.
I was devastated, and I think it goes to show that everything happens for a reason. And I'm such a firm believer in that. And I also think that people think that success comes overnight, especially for people in our positions. They think, oh my gosh, you were just like always famous, or it came super easy for you. And as a matter of fact, for every, you know, job that I got, I probably had 50 or 60 auditions that I was told no to.
Yeah.
And in fact, one of my very first big breaks was a movie called Constantine with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
And I had a decent sized role, and I get a call from Francis Lawrence, our director, and he said, I'm so sorry, I have to cut you out of the film. The movie's too long. I promise you it's not for performance reasons. And I was so green at the moment.
Not take that
Honest
personal?
to God, you know what? I was paying off my college loans, and I was like, do I have to give them the money back? I literally thought that, and my agent was
cool,
like,
cut the film, but like I need electricity.
Yeah, exactly, for real. And what ended up happening about 2 years later was J.J. Abrams was looking to cast Mission Impossible 3. Julia is my character, of course, in the film. And he happened to be really good friends with Francis Lawrence. And Francis Lawrence said, you should really take a look at these scenes from this actress that I worked with. She's really, really great. I think you might like her. And he shared those cut scenes with J.J. J.J. said, wow, she sounds really great. I'll bring her in for an audition, and lo and behold, I got the career, the role of a lifetime.
I think that's so important to share with everyone.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of people in our industry, in the music industry, in your industry, like just in art in general, it's just so hard to break in, and you just never know in that moment.
And you never know. And so it's just a
so
real
make sure you
testament.
carry yourself well if it doesn't work out.
Always just continue to persevere and keep your eye on the prize, and just have gratitude for all of those moments, and don't take them all too seriously.
Yeah.
You know, and your time will come.
No, I think that's so cool to hear. I mean, it sucks. Sorry, you lost that one. But it is cool what it turned into.
I didn't have to give the money back, so I'm cool.
Wait, in White Lotus, so we were talking about it, your character goes through just kind of, I guess it's, I hear you love exploring the changing of dynamics with the female characters, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty different.
Well, I thought that was really interesting. Mike White, our creator, our director, approach. Like, he did such a fine job of sort of examining the reality of female friendship, and I loved how throughout the season, you know, we sort of looked at this trifecta of women, and this friendship is you know, one's sort of the victim in each scene, one's sort of the aggressor, and one's kind of the peacemaker.
In real life, I think groups
groups do that, and it's constantly shifting, and also just understanding that friendship will evolve. You know, longtime friendship evolves. The seasons of ourselves evolve,
and to be wise enough to allow it,
and be wise enough to allow it and grow it, and that our own respective experiences are going to shape us as individuals. But what really matters is, so, you know, Carrie Coon did so brilliantly and beautifully in her monologue, was just, you know, time matters, and that history matters. And so I really appreciated that from as a female, but I really also appreciated it from a professional point of view. I've been working for 20 plus years in this industry, and I can count on one hand the number of times my co-stars have been females.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Yes.
I heard that like the first decade of your career, you almost didn't even work with like opposite.
I really didn't. You know, one of the first gals that I worked with was Malin Ackerman in The Heartbreak Kid. She's my best friend now, and she's had a great year. I'm sure you've all watched The Hunting Wives. If you haven't, you should.
It's wild.
It's great. It's great. But, you know, it's Malin, and then again, like most of my co-stars have been men, and I've had great experiences with them. But I love now how our industry is changing. I love that I'm working with more female writers, female directors. We're just having more of
it's important on a human level to have all those different vantage points from everyone's different walk of life.
Absolutely, absolutely. I couldn't agree
makes
more.
for a more beautiful landscape.
It does.
For art.
It has a lot more depth and breadth, and I love that in our community.
All of it is welcome. All of it is needed. Yeah. Well, we need another quick break. The Family Plan 2 is on Apple TV. Be sure to check it out, everybody.